Hey, Charlie.
Let's talk.
It's the right talk.
Charlie?
Welcome. This is the Charlie James Show.
Now we're talking.
News Talk 98.9.
WORD.
The voice of the Carolinas.
All right, welcome back to the program. Let's go to Brian in Columbia. Brian, welcome to the program. How you doing?
Hey, good afternoon, sir.
Hey, bud.
So just to qualify myself real quick, I am a recently retired state law enforcement officer.
Uh-huh.
And the reason I'm calling is it was interesting to hear the representative, Ms. Cromer, voice her frustration with a lot of what goes on down at the State House.
Mm-hmm.
Myself personally, both when I was active law enforcement and since my retirement, it has required me to be down at the State House quite frequently, speaking with members of our legislature. And personally, I've been working on a public safety bill for the last 8 years, and it baffles me how many years I've been discussing this particular issue with our members of our legislature who at least promote that they're for public safety. But then when I see what is prioritized in their meetings, public safety issues are the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Now let me also stipulate that when it comes to public safety funding, that seems to be something that's okay, and they put their stamp of approval on. And I personally have benefited from pay raises. For 10 years we went without pay raises, and finally started getting some. But beyond throwing money at agencies, public safety issues seem to be like low on the totem pole. And when I follow the legislation or different legislations and the different bills, and I compare that to things that I've been advocating for, I'm like, where did they come up with this particular bill that's so much more important?
Yeah.
It has absolutely nothing to do with public safety, but some type of pet project that one of them has, or collectively, because as you know, many members of our legislature are trial lawyer defense attorneys. And
Sure.
That's one of the biggest problems with getting anything done at the State House.
Yeah. You're exactly right. So could you give us just an example of some of the legislation that you wanted passed?
Well, specifically, I can mention it. Right now, there's Senate Bill 455 and House Bill 3522. And when I mention what it is, people are going to go, what do you mean? Well, it's a non-fatal strangulation bill. People say, well, why is that important? Well, for one, 49 other states, the Department of Justice, and the Department of Defense have specific wording, specific definitions, and specific legislation to address the particular act of being strangled.
Right.
South Carolina does not have that at all. Why is it as important is because strangulation or non-fatal strangulation assaults have been identified as the number one predictor of a future homicide, especially for women. But data also shows that individuals who use that form of assault are also the ones that primarily kill law enforcement officers and commit mass shooting events. So if we can identify someone who's used that particular form of assault specifically and act at that moment, there is strong data, national data, that shows that we can dramatically reduce homicides, not just for our women, but for our law enforcement officers and also our citizens who are sometimes happen to be not involved in anything themselves, but
Yeah.
caught in a bad situation created by a criminal offender.
And no movement on it?
Absolutely none. As far as we've gotten, it was this year. I mean, we've had bills every year for the last 8 years. This year was the first year we finally got out of a judiciary subcommittee, and supposedly the Senate, the full Senate, will debate this on the full Senate floor. However, with us being towards the end of the legislative session and looking at the list of priorities and the fact that there are legislators who are absolutely opposed to this and for no good reason, The reasons that they give are quite weak and self-serving. I'm not encouraged that we'll pass it this year and we'll go into the next legislative session, which will be year 9 and 10, that we still have not done anything to address this issue.
You know what I think the problem is? You're not one of their lawyer buddies, or you're not a developer.
Well, exactly.
So they don't want to listen to you.
And to be fair, those who have put their stamp of approval, either sponsored or co-sponsored the House bill or the Senate bill, they've done it, but they've reluctantly done it and been very forthright with me saying, we're going to have a really hard time getting this across the finish line with our trial lawyer legislators.
Yeah.
And
and you wonder why they're so soft on crime, right?
Well, exactly. And I've given testimony in these subcommittee hearings. When it goes to a full committee, you're not allowed to give testimony then. And it's been very clear that some of them are acting in the interest of their business rather than what is best for South Carolina.
Yeah.
And I'm not in favor of passing a bill because we're the last in the country. I'm in favor of passing a bill because it's the right thing to do for the safety of our citizens.
Yeah. Pretty amazing. That's what happens when you have all those lawyer legislators. I appreciate it, Brian. Thank you. Let's go to